Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Maria Lucia, and this is my tech demo number 1. My application that I have chosen is Wakelet, but first let's go ahead and look at the situation given. Oops. Alrighty, so we have Mr. Washington. He is a 10th grade art history teacher. His assignment is an inquiry learning research project about how artists throughout history have used their work to represent contemporary social issues. During this project, the students will work together in 3 phases, which I will discuss a little bit later, and finally create a group presentation showing and explaining connections between the works of 4 to 5 artists from this period. Mr. Washington has some challenges, however. He wants students during the project, their work to be private within their group and himself, but the final project has to be viewable by all the students in class. He needs a website to perform all 3 kinds of collaborative thinking involved in the project, where I said I would discuss a little bit later. He also needs to monitor individual student contribution, allowing him to grade for individual quality and frequency. He also wants privacy during progression, but accessible publication for the final assignment. So Mr. Washington's formative assessment will be these progress checks. His goals include the following. Students will be able to collaborate in their 3 phases. Section 1 will be brainstorming, where they will begin with a blank canvas and share ideas each student has. Then section 2, they will synthesize, being able to combine and edit their ideas. And in section 3, they will be able to create and assemble a final presentation of their ideas. He will also want to use formative assessment to check the students' progress throughout the project to make sure they are on track to finish the project on time. Another goal of his is to have the ability to give students feedback on their work throughout each phase of the project. So let's go ahead and talk more about the platform Wakelet. Wakelet is a way to bookmark, organize, and curate content from across the web to use it to create informative and engaging collections. Wakelet can be used through Google Classroom, Microsoft, and Clever. Wakelet can also be integrated into Microsoft Teams, Google Drive, Remind, Google Classroom, which I will be using later in this video, Microsoft OneNote, and also Flipgrid, which we use in this class. Wakelet is used to save and present resources, most commonly used for portfolios, digital storytelling, and in this case, collaboration, professional development, and newsletters. There are also many other ways to use Wakelet, for example, weekly planners, tutorials, discussion boards, class exit tickets, icebreakers, hobby curation, and photo albums. It is also available on in the Apple Store or Android. I guess that's the Google Play Store. And if you are familiar with the application Pinterest, the setup is a lot like that. Here is Wakelet being used in schools. They have a school program, which I can discuss later in this video and give a few more details on how to apply for this program. So let's go ahead and look at the Common Core standard Mr. Washington is focusing on. The content standard says, make, explain, and justify connections between artists or artwork and social, cultural, and political history. In my instruction, in my lesson plan, I divided it into the 3 sections mentioned previously. In section 1, which is titled Brainstorming, they will create their Wakelet. Each member, I would say about 3 to 4 members per group, they would choose a time period. They would each pick 3 artists from that period and 1 piece of artwork to show for each. In section 2, they will synthesize all of their ideas and narrow down to a selection which they would like to continue their project on. They will connect the works of the chosen artist and relate it all to a bigger contemporary social issue taking place during that period. They can choose an issue religiously, politically, etc. And in section 3, they will create the presentation of student ideas and they will post that to Classroom. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at Wakelet. Alrighty, so you're going to go ahead and sign up. It is a free application and you're going to be led to collections. You're going to create a collection, and here the student would put the title of their project, a description including the group members, and here they can paste any web address. They can include YouTube videos, Twitter feeds, Facebook, etc. Here is where they will type and share their ideas. So for example, right here, they can go ahead and start their own little stream. They can integrate photos, bookmarks, PDFs, and they can also integrate other apps. Let's go ahead and take a look at the setup you can also use. There are many options for how you want to lay out your Wakelet. You can do media, compact, grid view, mood board, and columns. For this age level, 10th grade, they're about, I believe, like 15, 16, or 14, 15. I would go ahead and say that compact or media would be the most mature or appropriate for their age. However, mood board and grid view columns would be greater for a more a younger age group. So let's go ahead and look at the Wakelet that I created. That would be a template for the students to follow in Mr. Washington's class. I chose the Renaissance by member 1, 2, and 3. I chose the media layout. In section 1, they would indicate the end of section 1 as such right here, end of section 2, and presentation section 3. In section 1, they will contribute their ideas and how they would like to continue the project. In section 2, they will establish their topic, artists, and social issue. And in section 3, they will show and create their presentation. Such, one of Mr. Washington's concerns for his project and platform used is that he wanted to make sure that each student is contributing equally, and so one of the ways that he can do that is, let's go ahead and look at the educator point of view. And as you can see right here, it shows who added an item, and it also shows when she added an item. So by giving the students a more set amount of contributions they need in each section, he can reassure that or ensure that fair contribution is being contributed. But anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look on how we would share their projects. They're going to go ahead and copy the link and send it to whoever they are needing to share with. And then here is a quick and direct access to Classroom, where they will go ahead and publish their materials there, allowing their other students to click on it and being able to see their peers' final presentation. So the technology being used would be Wakelet and their laptops, and they could also use, their phone, since it is on it is available on mobile devices as well. The pedagogy used is student-led discussion and collaboration, and the content knowledge is the chosen period, artist, and social issue. In this case, mine was the early European Renaissance. Artists would include Michelangelo, etc., and the social issue could be tied to religion. So this Wakelet makes the goals to affordances really easy and quick. They are able to collaborate in 3 phases. Wakelet affords each educator to outline and present their information and requirements easily. It also affords Wakelet also affords formative assessments, allowing the educator to check on student progresses with the timestamps shown earlier in the video. It also affords the ability for students to give feedback on their work as well as Mr. Washington. Alrighty. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Wakelet just a little bit more. So I mentioned that they have Wakelet for Education, and if you go right here under Education and Schools Program, you can go ahead and apply and enroll. And here are a couple reasons why to join their program: visionary leadership, personalized and inclusive learning environments, and community culture. And if you just scroll down right here, they go ahead and have the application available. Let's go ahead and also see other features of the app. So as I said, this is a couple examples of how different Wakelets are set up. We're going to go ahead and go under Wakelet and go to the Explore page. And here is art in the time of COVID-19, very applicable for this assignment. So here you can see that Wakelet is able to use to incorporate YouTube videos, other Wakelets, Flip.com, Microsoft Canva, Wixsite, and SharePort. Alrighty, and then here are the different layouts as well, as I mentioned. And then with the pedagogy, it really allows collaboration in real time. And here is an example of a portfolio that would be used. And as I mentioned before, you could also do information exchange, newsletters, personal bookmarking, and yearbooks as well. So let's go ahead and go back to this. Alrighty. Okey-dokey. Alrighty. I hope you all enjoyed my presentation, and I hope that you consider using Wakelet in your future classrooms, as will I, and you all have a good evening. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.